Hello, my name is Joelle Bassnight, and I'm the superintendent of the American Community School in Amman, Jordan. Teaching and learning has changed a lot since you were in school, so welcome to Academics 101, a video series helping parents understand the academic side of schooling at our institution. Now that you understand unit design in general and assessment more specifically, this video is dedicated to explaining instructional practices at ACS. Instruction is the how of the what, meaning while Stage 1 defines the desired outcome and Stage 2 defines how a teacher may measure those outcomes, Stage 3, or instruction, defines how teachers will get students there. With the end in mind, teachers create an overall learning plan for the unit, teaching and building on learning targets, earmarking key times for formative and summative assessments, all to ultimately prepare students to demonstrate their proficiency of the standards assigned to the unit. While the teacher may have an overarching plan for the unit, evidence collected along the way guides the teacher in adjusting instruction as needed. At ACS, we have identified key instructional moves teachers can use to support student learning. ACS has defined 8 core instructional practices. Here are the first 2. Focused lessons, with learning outcomes, intentions, goals, and success indicators. Explicit instruction, which is overt with opportunities to check for understanding. The next 2 are content engagement, including assessing prior knowledge, providing scaffolds and structures, and encouraging metacognition, or thinking about thinking and learning. And regular feedback, casual and formal between the student and the teacher and between peers. And then multiple exposure, ensuring students see content and skills multiple times to build understanding. And application, having students apply their knowledge and communicate their thinking. And the final 2, collaboration, practicing cooperation to build understanding in a pair, group, or full class. And building student self-efficacy through genuine praise, encouragement, support, and feedback. Alongside these practices, teachers engage various approaches defined by other key structures adopted by our school, including aspects of Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, and approaches to global advocacy. In fact, there's a lot of overlap between ACS's identified core instructional moves and these 2 structures. ACS has adopted aspects of Universal Design for Learning, or UDL, and has leaned on the work of Katie Novak through NISA to determine what is most relevant to ACS. This is still an ongoing process and will continue to influence instruction in the future. At its core, UDL helps teachers remove barriers for learning by ensuring representation within resources and allowing students choice and voice in how they access materials. As a school committed to building global advocates, instruction also includes opportunities for students to investigate ideas, consider perspectives, and communicate those ideas, ideally in a real-world context. So let's look at an example of instruction in practice. Let's say Grade 7 English Language Arts is preparing for their narrative writing unit. Here are 3 standards associated with the unit. Produce clear and coherent writing in which the development, organization, and style are appropriate to task, purpose, and audience. With some guidance and support from peers and adults, develop and strengthen writing as needed by planning, revising, editing, rewriting, or trying a new approach. And finally, a GLOW. I can express a clear personal perspective. This means my perspective addresses a specific situation, event, or issue. Within Atlas, the teachers would find these assigned standards alongside other aspects of Stage 1, and they would unpack the standards into learning targets. They'd also find a list of key assessments of those learning targets and the fully repacked standard. Let's assume teachers are working towards students demonstrating their mastery of the standards by producing a revised, written personal narrative that is appropriate to task, purpose, and audience. Since the standard speaks to writing specifically, the choice offered to the student is more about the content included rather than the writing process itself. To build towards this task, teachers plan a series of lessons that build vocabulary, knowledge, and skills. This may include introducing words of the day, scaffolding steps of character development, introducing concepts like theme and audience, and exploring personal narratives through reading and discussion. They may also ask students to practice quick writes to explore parts of the narrative, from character development to story timeline to writing an impactful ending. Of course, since one of the standards involves revision, the teacher will plan multiple opportunities for both peer and teacher feedback on various activities as well as the multiple drafts of the final narrative. While this process unfolds, teachers use data collected from various sources to monitor pace, employ interventions, and support extension. While this may have been planned as a 6-week unit, teachers know they may have to be responsive, and this could mean the unit extends for a few more classes or even ends early. This example was taken from Atlas, and in reality, this unit has 8 standards assigned. So imagine planning for instruction and assessment across multiple units in multiple courses or disciplines while still building rapport with students and contributing to extracurricular activities and school improvement initiatives. Go ACS teachers! This brings us to the end of Academics 101. I hope you have a better understanding of the teaching and learning at the American Community School, Amman.